Good morning, everyone. Here's your Eastern Idaho weather and hazard briefing for Thursday, October 8th. The ridge that's been over us for the past few days is finally starting to break down today, and that's going to allow some gusty winds, especially across the central mountains, to develop this afternoon. We're still on track for rain and some mountain snow coming through later Saturday night and into Sunday across central and eastern Idaho. That storm finally gets out of here. We should see the ridge coming back about a week from now, it looks like, at this point. Looking at the matrix, not much going on there in the central mountains. We're going to be pretty close to red flag conditions with the gusty winds, especially at mid and upper elevations, along with the smoke increasing across the area. Winds are a little lighter tomorrow. Humidity still low, but starting to come up a little bit. And then Saturday and Sunday with our low moving through rain and snow showers. We've highlighted a few spots where we could have some debris flow issues. The South Hills, mainly with the Badger fire up around Stanley and also up into Limhi County. A few of those fires, we could maybe see just enough rain for some debris flow issues. That's not a certainty, just something to keep in the back of your mind as we head into the weekend. People are still getting out, and we're starting to see hunting season going across the area as well. Monday, we have some lingering showers. That ridge trying to push back in slowly. We'll keep those showers going across mainly the higher elevations outside of the Snake Plain and the South Hills. We might still see some potential debris flow issues up near the Trap Fire going into Monday, it looks like at this time. A pretty muddled pattern out across the Pacific. We have one little surge of moisture that low across off the California coast, not really impacting us much. Here's our weak little wave coming through the day, but here's our low that's out in the Pacific that's going to impact us over the weekend at this particular time. Otherwise, let's take a look at how things might be progressing across the area. First, we'll look at that smoke forecast. We're already seeing some lower visibility, nothing that's really impacting too much across the area. So we go through the day, we still have quite a bit of smoke that's coming in from the south and to the west. That will continue to be an issue, but you'll notice out across Washington and Oregon and the Idaho Panhandle, we're starting to see the smoke clear out. Eventually, what'll happen, it looks like we'll see that smoke thinning out because the flow is more westerly with our storm coming in over the weekend. Plus, it also looks like we actually will get some of the precipitation that may actually act to get rid of some of that smoke as well. Let's go ahead and look at the forecast. We're going to skip ahead till Saturday morning. You can see the precipitation moving in towards the Stanley area very late Saturday morning and then spreading eastward during the day on Sunday into Sunday afternoon. Quite a bit of moisture falling in the higher elevations. You'll notice it continues across portions of the central mountains and the eastern highlands into Yellowstone going into Monday afternoon and evening. That's where that pattern starts to shift back to the north across the area. We'll take a look here in just a second how much precipitation we're expecting, but again, some places are looking at quite a bit over that particular time. But let's kind of start with today and how we're going to look temperature-wise with those winds. Temperatures in the 70s and lower 80s in the valley areas. We're looking at 60s and 70s once you get into the high country. Pretty dry air in place across the area today. Don't be surprised that some places actually get single-digit RHs this afternoon. And there are those winds. We're looking at 20 to 30 in spots across the central mountains, maybe out across the Arco Desert. And those winds approaching 30, that's going to be very minimal and also probably not for very long across those areas. But with Haines indices of 5 and 6, it may not much to get a fire going this afternoon. Anything that's ongoing now or might kick off, spark up this afternoon. Winds still a little breezy across the Arco Desert, the Snake Plain into the central mountains, but those winds quickly shut off overnight tonight. And we're still looking at some very poor humidity. Even across the Arco Desert, we're looking at some humidity values only in the 20 to 30% range. Some of our mountain areas only around 15 to 25% overnight, especially down towards the South Hills and in the central mountains. For tomorrow, just a tad bit cooler across the board. Humidity values still low, but starting to creep up in some areas, especially in the higher elevations across up around Salmon and in Limhi County. Still some poor humidity recovery tomorrow night into Saturday ahead of our low, but not as bad as the past few nights. Temperatures slowly dropping Saturday. You can see humidities coming up Saturday. Saturday night, definitely quite a bit of moisture and humidity across the area. Here are temperatures. We're talking 40s and 50s in the valley locations Saturday, or Sunday, excuse me. Sunday afternoon, some of the mountains are only in the 30s and 40s. Definitely starting a little bit of a fall pattern. It's not going to last very long, though. Humidity coming up. Sunday temperatures just slightly rebounding as we head into Monday. Here are these rainfall amounts. Not much across the Snake Plain. Along the interstate corridors, maybe a tenth to 2/10 of an inch of rain. Some places, though, the South Hills, we could see a quarter to maybe half an inch. More like about 3/10 to half an inch. That could be a problem down around the Badger Fire. Also looking at these precipitation amounts around the big holes up through the Island Park area. And lower elevations, maybe a quarter to 4/10. In the higher elevations, some of these areas could see a quarter to, or I should say a half an inch, maybe closer to an inch in a few spots, especially once you get over into the Tetons. In the Central Mountains, quite a bit of moisture falling east of or west of Highway 93, also in the Sawtooth, where some of those areas could see over an inch of rain. This is mainly Saturday night into Sunday night. Across those areas, you can see that's where we get upsloped a little bit. Farther to the east, we get downsloped a little bit as well. We've been talking about snow. We might see snow down to around 5,500 feet in the Central Mountains Saturday night into Sunday. Around a little bit lower or a little bit higher over into eastern areas. But, most of these amounts are going to be very light. Might see a few spots over 3 inches, but it's going to be a wet snow, and it will likely, even though it's going to be cool on Sunday, will be melting after it starts to fall, especially if it's just one of those brief bursts of snow. So once again, a pattern change is coming our way as we head into the weekend. If you have any questions, give us a call or an email. Otherwise, everyone, have a great day and do stay safe out there, everyone.